Imagine waking up one day, going to the supermarket, and discovering that bananas have simply disappeared from the shelves. It sounds like an exaggeration, but scientists warn that a silent disease is already spreading across the planet, and it could wipe out the bananas that the whole world consumes. The scariest part? It's happened before. In the past, an entire variety of banana that dominated the world market simply disappeared from global agriculture after a devastating epidemic. And now, the same story may be about to repeat itself. But after all, what is this disease capable of destroying entire plantations, and why could billions of bananas around the world be at risk at the same time? The banana is one of the most widely consumed fruits on the planet. Present in breakfasts, smoothies, desserts, and even savory dishes in many countries, it seems to be one of the few things guaranteed in the daily diet of billions of people. Cheap, nutritious, and easy to find, the banana has crossed continents and cultures over the centuries, becoming a universal food. But what many people do not know is that this common fruit is now facing one of the greatest threats in its history. A devastating disease is spreading around the world and could jeopardize global banana production. Scientists, farmers, and governments are monitoring the situation with growing concern. This invisible threat may seem distant, but its consequences could directly affect supermarkets, farmers, entire economies, and even eating habits in many countries. The history of the banana has seen similar crises in the past, and what happened before may be about to repeat itself. The banana the world knows. Most bananas sold worldwide belong to a single variety called Cavendish. It dominates virtually the entire international banana market. This is for a few simple reasons. It is resistant to transport damage. It looks good on the shelves. It has a sweet and consistent flavor. It can be grown on a large scale. It is estimated that more than 45% of all banana production worldwide is of the Cavendish variety. In many countries, virtually all bananas sold belong to this same type. The problem is that there is a dangerous detail in this story. All Cavendish bananas are genetically almost identical. This is because they are not grown from seeds. Instead, they are reproduced by plant cloning, basically seedlings taken from other plants. In other words, billions of bananas grown around the world are practically genetic copies of each other. And when a disease manages to attack one of them, it can attack them all. Microbe, the invisible enemy, the fungus that scares scientists. The major threat to bananas is called Fusarium Tropical Race 4, known as TR4. This fungus is responsible for a disease called Panama disease, one of the most destructive agricultural diseases ever recorded. The way this disease works is frightening. The fungus lives in the soil and enters the plant through its roots. It then invades the vessels that transport water and nutrients within the plant. Over time, the banana begins to show clear signs. Yellowing leaves, progressive wilting, stunted growth, complete death of the plant. Worst of all, there is no known cure. Once the soil is contaminated, it can remain infected for decades. This means that planting bananas in that location again may become virtually impossible. History repeating itself, the banana that has already disappeared. Interestingly, this is not the first time that a disease has threatened to wipe out the banana as we know it. At the beginning of the 20th century, the dominant banana in the world was not the Cavendish. It was a variety called Gros Michel. This banana was considered even tastier than the current one. Its flavor was more intense and it withstood international transport well. Large companies built empires by exporting Gros Michel from Central America to the United States and Europe. But then the original Panama disease appeared. The disease spread rapidly through the plantations. Entire farms were destroyed. Millions of plants died. For decades, growers tried to contain the disease, without success. In the end, the only solution was to abandon Gros Michel altogether. It was then that the Cavendish banana emerged as an alternative, as it was resistant to the old version of the disease. For decades, it seemed that the problem had been solved. Until a new version of the fungus appeared. The new global threat. The TR4 fungus was first identified in Southeast Asia. For years, it seemed limited to certain regions. But in recent decades, it has begun to appear on other continents. Today, it has been detected in Asia, the Middle East, Africa, Latin America. Latin America is particularly worrying. This is because countries in this region produce most of the world's exported bananas. If the disease spreads widely there, the global impact could be enormous. Countries such as Ecuador, Colombia, Costa Rica, Guatemala depend heavily on banana exports. Millions of jobs are linked to this industry. Tractor the impact on farmers. For farmers, the arrival of TR4 can be devastating. A banana plantation takes years to reach full production. When the fungus appears, there is often no choice but to abandon the area completely. Some consequences include total crop loss, land rendered useless for decades, bankruptcy of producers, rural unemployment. In addition, the fungus is extremely easy to spread. It can travel in soil particles, workers' shoes, tractor tires, agricultural tools, rainwater. This means that even a small amount of contamination is enough to start an outbreak. For this reason, farms in various parts of the world have already adopted strict biosecurity measures. Scientists racing against time. Laboratories around the world are trying to find solutions before it is too late. Among the main strategies being studied are development of resistant bananas. Researchers are trying to create varieties that are genetically resistant to TR4. Some have already shown promising results in tests. Genetic engineering. Some scientists are inserting resistance genes from other plants into bananas. This may help block the spread of the fungus. Diversification of varieties. Experts also advocate reducing dependence on Cavendish. Growing different types of bananas can reduce the risk of global collapse. But these solutions still face technical, economic, and even cultural challenges. Many markets are accustomed to the taste and appearance of Cavendish. Introducing new varieties may take time. A world without bananas, a possible scenario? If Cavendish disappeared, bananas would not completely vanish from the planet. There are hundreds of varieties of bananas grown locally in different countries. But the cheap and abundant bananas we see in supermarkets today could disappear. The impact could include significant price increases, shortages in international markets, changes in the food industry, impact on exporting countries. Furthermore, for millions of people in tropical countries, bananas are not just a fruit, they are a staple food, almost like rice or bread. Losing this crop could affect food security in many regions. A problem that shows the fragility of modern agriculture. The potential banana crisis reveals something bigger about global agriculture. Much of the world's food production depends on monocultures, vast areas planted with a single genetic variety. This increases efficiency and productivity. But it also creates vulnerability. If a pest or disease manages to attack that variety, the impact can be enormous. Something similar has already happened with potatoes in Ireland in the 19th century, corn in some agricultural regions, European vineyards in the past. History shows that agricultural diversity is often the best defense against major crises. The future of bananas. Despite concerns, many experts believe that bananas will not disappear completely. But they may change. In the future, we may see new varieties in supermarkets, bananas with different flavors, genetically modified fruit, more diversified production. Just as Gros Michel gave way to Cavendish in the past, another variety may take the place of the banana we know today. The big question is when this will happen, and whether the transition will occur in a controlled manner or during a global crisis. Conclusion. The banana seems like a simple fruit, but its history involves science, global economics, and complex agricultural challenges. The TR4 fungus poses a real threat to the variety that dominates the market today. While this does not necessarily mean the total disappearance of bananas, it could profoundly change the way this fruit is grown, marketed, and consumed. For many scientists, this crisis is an important wake-up call. It shows that relying on a single genetic variety to feed billions of people can be extremely risky. While researchers work to find solutions, farmers and governments are closely monitoring the spread of the disease. Perhaps in the future, bananas will continue to be part of our daily lives, but perhaps they will not be exactly the same bananas we know today. And this possibility raises a question that echoes throughout the world of agriculture. Are we prepared for the day when the Cavendish banana ceases to exist?